Hello, my dearest friends. Welcome back to my channel, Diana and the Book Hunt. As I have been away in the past couple of weeks, I really haven't posted a lot, only once or twice here and there. I decided that I do want to update you on books that I've really loved in the past couple of weeks. So today I'm going to spend some time talking about 5 books that I've given 4.5 or 5 stars to. So ones that really were very enjoyable for me and that I would definitely want to recommend to you. And the first book is one that really took me by surprise, is the one that I just recently finished, and really I had no expectations from it, and probably that's why I really enjoyed it so much, because I didn't know anything going in. But this one, it's a paranormal romantasy called For Whom the Bell Tolls by J.C. Lynn. This one, I think when I read through Goodreads, it stated that it started as a story on AO3, and then it turned into a full-fledged novel. And I was really surprised by how much thought there was put into this book when it comes to the afterlife, because the whole story centers on the afterlife. So it's really a paranormal romantasy book. We've got our heroine Lily at the start of the book, and this is not a spoiler at all because it's really happening in the first couple of chapters. The heroine Lily, she is at the start of her 30s, and she finds out she has like stage 4 cancer, so it's not curable and she's going to die. And the story commences from there, where she passes away and she goes into the afterlife. And in the afterlife, she's presented a choice of going to paradise, or kind of scoping out her kind of options of whether she would like to reincarnate. And the whole story centers on Lily kind of discovering all of the different facets to the afterlife. She has this found family aspect with the creatures and the souls she meets over there. There's demons, there's creatures who are hailing from hell, there's people who go, or souls who go to the to paradise. And essentially she has all these conversations with them. And she also meets this demon. His name is Bell, and he is the kind of demon who on the outside looks really scary, but on the inside is the biggest kind of a mushy kind of golden retriever kind of a guy. And the romance is between herself and Bell. And essentially there's just a lot of discussions on like what you would like to have in life and what you've been missing in life, and whether you will get a chance to live through whatever your heart desires. And also for Bell, he is a creature of the afterlife, so he cannot reincarnate. If they do fall in love, what is going to happen to the two of them if she decides to go back to life? So there's a lot of really thoughtful discussions, and there's a lot of great communication between them. There is also a lot of found family within this book that I really highly enjoyed. It is a bit on the longer side, but I think if you get into it, it just is worth it, because there's a lot of thoughtful conversation within this book that I highly enjoyed. I give this one 5 stars, and I would definitely recommend it. Now, another 5-star read that I just recently read is Terror at the Gates by Scarlett Sinclair. I know this book has been going around in the past month or so because it released, I think, at the start of July, and it's definitely worth the hype in my opinion. This one features Lilith and Zarayev, I think, in the audiobook. He is called the hero. We've got our heroine. This, by the way, is an urban fantasy. We've got our heroine who is part of this district in a city where her family is a very prominent family. And within this world, the women have magic while the men don't. But the men are the people with like proverbial power, like with metaphorical power, because they're the ones who are ruling. So they try to find women to marry and then use their powers consequently. So essentially the women don't really have the right to use their powers without a man being involved. And the thing is that Lilith really wants to rebel against that notion. She doesn't want to get married off to someone only to have them use her power. And her power is very interesting. She has the power to seduce and kind of convince someone through the seduction to do things for her. And what she does is she runs away from her district, and she goes to another district where she gets taken in by Zarayev. And he has a soft spot for her, but she definitely tries to seduce him, but he is kind of holding his ground and doesn't want to ruin kind of the relationship that he has with her family and get into like a war between their two districts. And the thing is that Lilith, she seduces people and steals for a living. And she steals this blade that starts to unravel a lot of interesting situations within their district. And they start to kind of uncover together a lot of secrets and a lot of kind of plots that are going on that will uncover the true power that lies within their district. And there's a lot of discussion on what the church in their urban fantasy world does and what it stands for, which I highly appreciated. And it was just overall a quick paced and kind of sexy, sultry, a very kind of intriguing and kind of, I don't know, it just had some grit or darkness within the world building. And I just really enjoyed that within the book. And I'm definitely going to be continuing on with this series. I really, really highly enjoyed the first book. I give it 5 stars and I would definitely recommend it. Now, the next book is a contemporary romance that I think the first time I heard about it was from Crystal's Bookish Life. It's called Morbidly Yours by Ivy Fairbanks. This book was so endearing, so much fun, so cute. I just had so much fun with it. It features a heroine who's American. Her name is Lark, and she's a cartoon developer. She gets invited to move abroad to Ireland for a year to join this company on a project. So she moves to Ireland, and her next door neighbor is Callum, who is an owner of an undertaking business, and she doesn't know that her neighbor is dealing with dead bodies, and she receives this package at the start of the story where there's a lot of body bags in this package, like this Amazon package, and she's like, what the heck is this? And she brings it over to her neighbor, and then she finds out what he does for a living. And it's such a cute but also fun kind of a scene, that first scene where they meet. And the hero Callum, he is such shy, such a kind of a very wholesome kind of a person. He has a situation of his own because he has this undertaking business, but he's going to be inheriting it only if he marries by the age of 35, and he's 34 currently, so the clock is kind of ticking for him. So both of them are in this interesting predicament because she has some issues with the company that she just moved to work for, and he has issues with the inheritance. So the two of them, they first become friendly, but then they start to feel more for each other. And there's representation within this book. The hero has a stutter, and it's dealt with in such a wonderful and sensitive kind of a way that I really, really highly enjoyed that part within the book. Overall, I just had so much fun with this one. I would definitely recommend it, and I'm very thankful to Crystal for recommending this one on her channel. Now, the next book I don't think is going to be a surprise for anyone when I say that I really loved it. It's the latest book by Taylor Jenkins Reid, her latest release, Atmosphere. I've loved essentially every single book by this author that I've read. And this one features a sapphic romance, though I do have to say that Taylor Jenkins Reid's books typically are not very romance-centered. It's more so women's fiction, I think, than a romance. It does have a prominent romance within the book, a sapphic romance, but this one features a heroine. Her name is Joan. She's a physicist, and she desperately wants to get into a program where she's going to work for NASA on this space mission. And the book is set in the 1980s, where women are not very prominent within that field. They don't get easily let into that space. So she desperately wants to join this program, and eventually she does get invited to participate in this training, where she meets a couple of wonderful, interesting side characters within the book. They're also going to be training for this mission. And one of these people is Vanessa, who is an engineer. And the two of them really hit it off when it comes to, first of all, a friendship, but then that friendship grows into more. And there's very interesting discussions about the obvious misogyny within that field, but also how much queerness was really not allowed to be even talked about in that field. And so there's definitely a forbidden aspect within the book when it comes to their relationship, because it's essentially you either break up or you lose your position. And it's really heartbreaking to see. I definitely cried at the end of this book. I didn't expect to cry because I thought that I was prepared for what was to come, but I definitely cried in the end. So I really, really highly enjoyed this one, and I would definitely recommend it for sure. Now, the last book I'm going to talk about is one that just was the most fun for me. It's a very good, spicy good time. It's Plus Size Player by Danielle Allen. This book follows up her last release from last year, which was Curvy Girl Summer. That one I gave 4 stars. This one I gave 4.5 stars too. This one features our heroine, Nina. She is a badass, bombshell kind of a heroine. I just love the heck out of her. At the start of the book, she's happily dating around. She is not really committing to one single guy because she's like, I feel like I get the best out of different kinds of people because I'm not finding a person who is the whole package for me. So I'm just happily dating around. And there is this part of the blurb within Goodreads that I just love. It says, I only spend time with people I enjoy. I only do things I want to do. I only have sex with people who get me off. So my time is never wasted and my energy always stays high. This is exactly what embodies our heroine, Nina. She is absolutely fierce, and I love that about her. She is a curvy girl, and there are discussions within this book about size, about how the heroine feels within a field that she's in because she is a model and an influencer. And there are certain scenes within this book that do deal with people who are commenting on her size. And I just found that she dealt with these kinds of situations in such an amazing way. And then we've got our hero, Russ. He is one of the people she's dating. And the thing is that the story grows into a forbidden romance because they find out that they're going to be working together. So there is this delicious kind of a tension between them. There is definitely this kind of an amazing pull that they feel towards each other. They cannot stay away from each other, but at the same time, they shouldn't be together. So there's so much goodness into this book. I do have to say that there's a lot of spice within this book, so be prepared for that. But overall, this was just such a good time. I loved every aspect within this book, and I would definitely recommend it. All right, dearest friends, these were 5 books that I've highly enjoyed in the past couple of months that I wanted to recommend to you. Please let me know what you've been reading. What have been 5-star reads for you in the past couple of weeks for you? I definitely want to explore more 5-star reads because I do have to say that in the month of July, I kind of got into a reading slump because I read, I think, 4 or 5 books that were back-to-back duds, like 2 or 3-star reads for me. And I think that's why I kind of slowed down my reading afterwards. But I'm slowly but surely getting into reading again because I've read 2 5-star reads now, and I'm hoping to read one more because I'm in the middle of a book that I'm really enjoying. So just recommend some really good 5-star reads so that I can put them on my TBR. And I really hope to see you in the next one. Please enjoy your day. It's a sunny, beautiful, gorgeous day here where I am. I hope you have the same. And I hope to see you in the next one. Have a wonderful, marvelous day. Happy reading. Take care and bye-bye.